Hey guys! So, as you know, yesterday I told you I got my new tripod, but now because I usually film using my front-facing camera, that way I can see what's going on and I can make sure the shot's good. Basically, I had to set up one of my mirrors for my makeup and try to make sure that this shot is right, because I'm trying to use my other camera on my phone because those are better. And I'm just trying to fix out the quality and everything, and it's just been a lot of fumbling around and trying to figure it out, and I hope that this is decent, so we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, but I did finish the book Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant at work today. So I finished listening to the audiobook, and wow, I did not expect what happened, although I maybe should have, but it was a lot. It was kind of crazy, kind of ridiculous. I will admit that at the end, the whole time I was cool. I wasn't freaked out at all, which is funny because I really fucking hate horror. But to me this wasn't horrific because I love the ocean, I love the sea, I love the idea of mermaids and sirens and all that kind of stuff. That stuff just excites me, and having all the science, all the marine biologists and all those people talk about their stuff with, they obviously are so passionate about everything that they study and the animals that live in the sea, that I was just these are just my people. I just am having a good time. So I really didn't have any kind of fear. I was just having a good time. But then the ending came, and I was that's a little scary, and I got a little bit of some chills, and then I was okay, and then it was over and it was fine, and so I was okay. But I will say that even though this book did wrap up pretty well, there were some threads there at the end that could definitely be a sequel, which I think there might be a sequel, because on Goodreads it had it listed as #1 in parentheses after the title, which usually means that there is going to be another book in the series. So I'm gonna have to check that out and see if that is the case, because if so, I would be interested in reading it, because I did really enjoy this one. And for some reason I think science stuff in books, I really like that, because I don't know, it's just really fun for me. So yeah, I did really like it. So I finished that, and then also I did read a little more of Wicked Fox this morning and at work. So I am now on page 233 of this, and I could finish it tonight if that is what I choose to do. I don't know if it will be, just because I really want to play Sunhaven, and I still have to cook dinner and stuff. It's a little after 6:30, and I need to cook dinner and hang out with Seth and do those type of things. But I also might play Sunhaven. But I'll probably read as well. What I've been doing is I've been playing Sunhaven until 10:30, and then I get off Sunhaven, and then I read for an hour, and then I go to bed. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. But I'll let you know what I decide to do. And then also, side note, a pre-order came in today for me, and that was Anyway the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell, which is the third book in the Carry On trilogy, and apparently this is the final book. It is a trilogy, it's ending with this one, so that's the thing. And I'm really excited because this is almost 600 pages, like how Carry On was almost 600 pages. Anyway the Wind Blows was a little disappointing, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Anyway the Wind Blows is only about 300 pages, which for these types of books it just doesn't really work, because there's way more that needs to be going on. Just because there's so many threads and there's so many questions and everything, that it just didn't really make sense to have such a small book in the middle. But that could just have been second book syndrome in the series or something like that. It's totally possible, but I'm really confident that this is going to be really, really good. And yeah, I'm emotional about it, you guys, because I really, really love Carry On. Fangirl is one of my favorite books of all time, and the fanfiction parts were honestly my favorite. Like the whole story about Simon Snow and the 6 hairs. Y'all. Sometimes I read that just to read that part. It's so good. And also just because as someone who avidly reads and writes fan fiction, a book that's all about a girl who like writes fan fiction and fan fiction is her entire life just really speaks to me on like the deepest level that I have, probably, because fan fiction got me through like so much. It got me through a really hard time. I wouldn't be here without fan fiction. Like it was really there for me when nothing else was. So like, yeah. And also if you're around my age or older, that the whole like having such visibly and like clearly like LGBTQ plus characters, like that's only a recent development, like very recent. So growing up, I didn't see any of the stories or the characters that I wanted to read about or that I wanted to see or whatever. Like I can think of like 3 things off the top of my head that had like queer characters in them, like South of Nowhere, which none of you are gonna know what that is probably. It was a show on the Inn, which was basically like, that was Teen Nick before it became Teen Nick. It used to be called the Inn, and it used to show the show South of Nowhere, which was all about this family, and they had a teenage daughter, and they moved to LA from Ohio because the mom gets a job there, and the daughter meets this girl named Ashley. The daughter's name is Spencer, by the way. But I wanted to stress that it is a girl. But anyway, she meets this girl, Ashley, and they become really good friends and everything. And she learns that Ashley is actually gay. And, basically they like end up getting together. And it's literally the cutest fucking thing you'll ever see in your entire life. South of Nowhere is like one of my all-time favorite shows. And no one really knows about it because it's such an old show. Like it came out in the early 2000s. It's such a good show. You should watch it for the outfits alone. But also it has the most wholesome relationship. I mean, they have their own angst and everything. They're like teenagers and they're stupid, but also I just love them a lot. Think Degrassi, but like the sapphic part is the main focus, is basically what it is. So yes, basically go watch South of Nowhere. It's really good. But yeah, so like, I mean, I didn't have very many of those stories, so fanfiction was like a legit like way to read those stories and to interact with that way of thinking about my favorite characters. So yeah, I mean, if we want to be real, I'll tell you guys, I hadn't even read Harry Potter, but I read so much Harry Potter fanfiction. Like, I read so much Harry Potter fanfiction before I ever even actually read the books for myself that it's just insane. So like, to me, Harry Potter's always belonged to the fans, because those were honestly some of the Harry Potter stories I've read feel more canon to me than actual canon does, which I know is like a weird thing to like be like, yo, this though, that's weird. But that is my experience and that is how I feel, and blah 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 blah. But anyway, what I'm saying is, yeah, so basically I'm really excited about Anyway the Wind Blows. I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Darling, and like basically when I finish Wicked Fox, I have no idea what I'm going to read next because I want to read everything. I also really want to read Box in the Woods because I have been waiting so long and I'm so excited, but at the same time I'm like, oh, but Darling by Kay Ancrum. But also then again I'm like, okay, but I can't just, like, Kay Ancrum books need to wait until the weekend when I can literally just sit there for hours and read the entire thing in one sitting. Because even Kay Ancrum has said that, like, you can't just read their books, like, in spurts. They are legit books you need to read just, like, in one sitting. And I totally agree. So, maybe I'll pick up The Box in the Woods or Hitchhiker's Guide until the weekend, finish it, and then on the weekend read Darling in like a 2-3 hour sitting because I want to read it so bad. I know it's going to be so good. It's also probably going to break me because Kay and Crum's books usually do, and then I cry. But it's all fine. It turns out fine. Everything's fine. So yeah. My plan now is I'm probably going to go and work on starting dinner and doing that kind of stuff, and yeah, but I'll update you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, so it is Wednesday morning and I have to leave for work in just a bit, but I just wanted to give you guys an update. I finished Wicked Fox. I read a lot of it last night, and then I finished like the last 50 or so pages this morning. And again, this was a reread. I've read this before, but this was a lot more fun this time just because I have been studying Korean, and I watch some like life in Korea vlogs and stuff like that. That's really fun. So like I know more about the culture, so it was fun to like recognize some of the stuff in here, like the Han River and just things like that. That just was like, oh, I know what that is. And like, because the first time I read it I didn't really know anything, but now I know a lot more about it, so that's exciting. Anyway, so yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read Vicious Spirits. I'll probably read that pretty soon. The reason I wanted to reread this was because I wanted to reread it before I read Vicious Spirits. So I'm really excited to do that. And yeah, so this was a 4 out of 5 for me. Again, it was a reread. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, so now I just got to figure out what I want to read next, because I have absolutely no idea. It's like between like a few things. See you later. Bye. Hey guys, it is the last day of Summerween. It's like 7:20 in the morning. Still pretty tired. My neck hurts. Yeah, it's day. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. So yesterday I was reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, and I am on page 64 now. I'm really enjoying it. It's really fucking weird, but I mean, I figured it would be. So yeah, I really like it, and I should probably be able to finish this today because it's only like 215 pages, so we'll see. Also, for the baking thing, I realized that actually I bought this stuff to make an apple pie when I went grocery shopping, and I haven't made it yet, so I think I'll probably just make the apple pie and show you guys, because that's actually pretty easy to do. Much easier than the cookie thing that I want to do. I want to do that at some point, but I need to wait until I have like legit like some time. I might do that next weekend, because I'm gonna have some more time next weekend to actually do some stuff like that, because I'd have to make 2 different cookie doughs, and then I mesh them together, and then that's how you make those cookies. And I'm like, that's a lot. That's like a lot to do. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'll make the apple pie, which sounds really good, and like we have some vanilla ice cream and like apple pie and vanilla ice cream, and it just sounds delicious, and I'm just excited. I really read an entire book yesterday, and I haven't told you guys about it. So I read The Guest List by Lisa Coley or Lisa Foley. I think it's Foley, but it's the same person that wrote the Night Swim. It's their new book, and I listened to the audiobook yesterday because it was expiring, so I was like, oh shit, I better listen to this real fast before it expires. And it was pretty good, although I don't think it was as good as The Night Swim, because like, and I had heard this from somebody else, like someone's review about like who gets killed, and I was like, like not like as in a spoiler, but more just like you're not gonna give a shit, because yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it was alright. I gave it like a 4 out of 5 because there were a lot of plot twists at the end, and some of them I saw coming, but some of them I was like, oh, okay. So there was definitely this one that I remember just being completely shocked, and I was like, oh shit. So yeah, that one was good. But for the most part, yeah, I think Night Swim was better. This one was just alright. Get with you guys later when I'm making the apple pie. Bye guys. So we're in my kitchen because I'm making the apple pie. I am chopping the apples right now, in case you were wondering what step we're at. I already made the like sugar mixture because I needed the recipe, because I wasn't sure like all tablespoons and all that shit. And I needed my phone for that, and I film on my phone, so some music, which I will probably have to put you know, a different music track over this because copyright, but that was me doing the apple pie. I was just getting it ready to go in the oven because I'm gonna put it in the oven after dinner tonight, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it prepped and everything. That way I don't have to spend a bunch of time later on it. I'd rather just get it done. So then this way, after we eat, I can just preheat the oven and then just throw it in there and we can have nice hot dessert. And we also have vanilla ice cream, which will go, let me just make sure, yeah, okay. Which will go perfectly with an apple pie. And again, it doesn't look super pretty, but I've never managed to be able to get the top crust to actually go on the damn thing. And this time I did it, and it looks like okay. It's like, it's okay, you know? So I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to have some fucking apple pie, guys. Love me some apple pie. Love me some pie. I'm basically Dean Winchester. I think that is what we've all found out together in our time together, is that I am Dean Winchester's. Anyway, So yeah, I am going to probably go and take me a bath or something, and everything, and just kind of hang out until my husband gets here, because we're just having chili dogs tonight, so I'm not going to start cooking until he's actually here, because it's going to take literally 10 minutes to do. So, with that in mind, I did not do any reading yet today. I have been listening to podcasts all day. Shut. But I'll probably read some of my Hitchhiker's Guide later, but I'll talk to you tonight. Hi. We're getting the pie. It should be ready. I know you guys can't smell shit, but like, if you could smell this, it smells so good. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be delicious. Yum! So I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit, and I have my ice cream laid out real fast. This game. Y'all, I found about this game a minute ago, but it's so funny. So basically, you're a hero, and it's like a 2D platformer, but it's a musical. It's so funny. Hold on, I'll show you.
This block is strangely moving over this dangerous bit. There's no other way around this place. I'll have to sit in it. It's been a while, maybe I truly forgot how to move around. I should get out, or else I might become stuck.
You see, and it will respond to whatever you're doing. So if you're like staying in one place for a long time, like it'll start singing about that, and it's just so funny, and it's literally the funniest and greatest thing in the world, and I'm having the best time. So yeah, it's on Switch. You should get it. It's really fun. Okay, bye. Hey guys, it is Friday morning, so Summerween ended last night, and I just wanted to do a little like check-in, wrap up, whatever you want to call it, just because last night I was way too tired to do it before I went to sleep. I was like, no, I was exhausted, you guys, and I'm still pretty tired, but we're working through it. So we're just gonna quickly go over what I did, what I read, all that good stuff. So, for Read in the Dark, originally I was gonna read The Architect of Song by A.G. Howard, but as we all know, I DNF'd it because it wasn't very good. I read the second Pages and Co book, which was fantastic because those books are always fantastic, so that was good. For Breed of Paranormal, I read Wicked Fox by Cat Show, which was a reread for me time around, just because I understood more of the references and everything, just because of my Korean lessons and all that good stuff. For a horror, I listened to the audiobook of Into the Drowning Deep by Mary Grant, which was also very good, and I really enjoyed the scientific aspects of the entire voyage, and the way that the people that were there were like so passionate about trying to figure out and understand the creatures that they were searching for, where these creatures were like literally just trying to kill them. And I thought that was fantastic, and I just love anything to do with the ocean, so it was a really good time for me. Then the next one was Halloween colors on the cover. For that, I read The Sundown Motel. I gave it 2 stars. It was racist, homophobic, it was bad. So yeah, that is what I read for Summerween. And then I made my apple pie last night, as you guys saw, and it was delicious. I didn't like check in after I had taken it out of the oven, but I mean, I bake and cook all the time. I knew it was gonna taste good. I just was like, yo. And I had it with vanilla ice cream, which is totally the way to go. It was incredible. So yeah, and then I did read some more of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy last night before I like decided to pass out, and I am now on page 131 of this, which again, this wasn't for Summerween, this was just what I wanted to read next because I had finished my Summerween TBR. Oh, I almost forgot, I did listen to the audiobook of The Guest List this week as well, which can technically be counted towards Summerween since it was like a thriller, and I gave it like a 4 out of 5. It wasn't as good as their other book, The Night Swim. That one I think was just like out of this world, really good. But it was still enjoyable. I just think that, and some of the twists were surprising. I just think that there could have been a more effective way of like doing it, I think, but it was still pretty good. So yeah, that's what I read for Summerween. That's what I'm reading now, but I'm gonna go so that I can get this all edited and up for you guys, and I'll see you in the next reading vlog. Bye!